the only one that can hear that. So, welcome to episode 22, live of Crit the Bed on twitch.tv/Crit the Bed Show. But you know that because you're watching this. Alternatively, you're also watching on YouTube, so you might not know. Welcome to my players and everybody watching us currently. It is, as I said, episode 23. We'll dive straight into it because we have a cliffhanger from last time that I'm sure everybody can remember. So I'm going to roll the traditional D4 and we'll figure out who's going to be introducing whom.
Oh no, I can't remember who anyone is.
One, that's Khalil, and you'll be introducing Ellie. So, Khalil, can you introduce Ellie's character, their name, who they are, and what they do? And, yes.
That's Ellie.
Yep.
And she is Pip, the Grung Ranger, our frog and diplomat in charge. I don't remember what happened last week, so I can't tie this into my explanation, so you should roll the dice again.
Okay, good. So, Ellie, you'll be introducing not yourself or Khalil, but in fact Alice. So tell me who Alice is and their character.
Alice is aasimar, the Aasimar paladin. She has no memory, but she does have a clock on her arm, and she kills all her pets.
Very good. Bonus points for remembering who her current pet is right now.
I do. Greg's,
yes, the two-headed molten lava crocodile.
I thought Greg's died. And then brought back to him.
Yeah, she dismissed it and then brought Greg's back.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't blame you for not being able to keep track.
Don't know why I'm rolling, because the only thing to go for now is Alice. You need to introduce Annie. So, their character, what their character does.
Sorry, did you say me?
Yes, Alice, you introduce
I'm
Annie.
sorry, it muted just as you said.
Oh, okay.
Who am I introducing?
Annie.
Annie
Yeah.
Is plays Mike, our changeling sorcerer. She has a pet that she doesn't keep alive necessarily, but it does come back anyway, which is nice. Yeah, it's been beautifully named
Hot
Rod, much to everyone's shame. She likes vegan vampire friends, corpse angels, starting her own franchise of piss-related taverns, and playing beautiful songs on swollen pianos.
Well, that is pretty comprehensive. So, Annie, you've got some big shoes to fill. Now you have to introduce Khalil. It's got to be that complex or better.
Right, okay. Khalil is who I introduced, but I'd say like 90% of the time.
So you should be good at it, right?
I should need to increase it each time. Okay. Khalil plays Chad. Chad is our resident wizard who has an arm for an axe for an arm. He has, I don't know if he still does, but he used to have 12 dozen. Maybe it's like Beauty and the Beast eggs a day. I don't know. I'm thinking of Gaston. Sorry. You like eggs, or you used to. Your favourite flower is a daffodil. You're partial to the odd tiramisu. You like talking to your axe arm, who talks to you and likes heads. Wants more heads. You have quite a few girlfriends in the show, who you need to bring more gifts back to and actually speak to them, don't leave them hanging. You like Greece. You think you're tall and muscly, but Aya is probably more. So, do I need to keep going?
No. You just that's very good. Absolutely. Good.
Except for the ending.
Indeed. Right. So, last episode, which was not last week, but the week before.
It was so long ago.
So long ago, 2 weeks. So free now of any opportunistic bounty hunters that may have been stalking them through the coastal capital of Sutonshore. The party have navigated their way to Knackle's Tackle, hoping to find shelter and at least a friend, although they have discovered that it has been heavily vandalised, thoroughly gutted and looted. Whilst exploring inside, they did find a vagrant sleeping in the upper room, and they offer him a franchise deal, as one does, for the latest chain of Mike's pubs, the newly christened Trevor's Tinkle Tavern. In exchange for a managerial role and a bottle of vodka, he introduces the group to the Sutonshore black market, and the person that runs it, who refers to themselves as the broker. In the midst of negotiation, the head of the underground network name drops Asmodeus, which then sends Aya into a fiery reverie that places the newly formed relationship in the balance, and that's where we're going to straight away. So, first things first, I want everybody to do a Constitution saving throw apart from Alice.
Alice.
I am the flame. You are the flame.
You are the flambe.
Do you remember it was only recently that Josh and I figured out where the saving throw modifiers were?
Yeah, it only took you 4 years.
It's when you try
Playing it every week.
What? So have you just been playing your bonuses or your top line ones?
Yeah, we were playing the top line ones, and it was only when we had that session where Tim showed us how to actually use a character sheet. And I'm like, whoa.
I'm so glad he did.
Yeah, I mean, it is very hidden, like just beneath the exact ones that you just mentioned.
It's quite a significant
Labeled saving
difference.
throws.
Well, then.
There's a lot going on this page. It's a lot.
It's fair. I'm just yanking you, Jane.
Significant difference in the part that literally says in bold saving throws.
It's hidden. So, Khalil, what did you get in total?
Do I have to roll twice with disadvantage on saving throws?
Not for saving throws, only for ability
Oh,
checks.
but they do get, and I don't know if this counts because maybe it doesn't count if I'm
It
not.
doesn't count because
Okay,
you
fine.
are the cause of the.
Okay.
So it kind of negates itself
That's fine.
in this instance.
Well, I got a 13 then.
A 13. Okay, so Ellie got a 22, Annie got an 18. So both Pip and Mike pass. However, so you take half damage, but Khalil, you take the full brunt
So sorry.
of the just the radiating heat that's coming off of Aya currently. So it's not too bad. Khalil, you take 6 points of fire damage. So I want Mike and Pip to take 3 points of fire damage. And it's at this point that the room that you're in with the broker that's in this factory, that's the cart manufacturing plant that's nestled in the transitory part of Sutonshore between the warehouse district and kind of like the lower, sort of the cheaper housing area where everything's more built up. It's kind of a central hub where she runs the base operations for the black market that you spoke to last session. The amount of heat that's radiating for air right now, it starts setting fire to the very floor, the walls, the oil painting that's mounted behind Aya on the wall next to the door where you came through starts bubbling. Also, on top of that, the backpack that Aya is wearing ignites into flame. Her bedroll catches on fire. The chest that she's got inside the backpack also catches fire. So a whole bunch of stuff starts falling out of her backpack onto the floor. A few, like the metal stuff, stays intact for now, unless the heat increases. But anything flammable, anything made of a fabric or made of wood, starts igniting. The only thing that doesn't seem to be affected in any way, shape, or form is Greg's, who seems to be completely oblivious to what's happening, and is just slithering around next to her feet with its two heads looking from side to side in its molten skin. Now, we are going to go in. Oh, and also the broker at this point also has kicked back her chair and stood up and starts shouting at you four. Meanwhile, Alice, when we'll go into what Aya is experiencing, you have another one of your visions. This time, in your mind's eye, you are sent through like a speeding tunnel made of blackened rock, fire, and lava. It's all whipping past you so far that it's just a blur of colour until suddenly you snap to a standstill. You feel like you're standing on a precipice of a deep, deep pit. It's incredibly dark in here, save from the light of lava waterfalls that are pouring from various caverns and crevices in this pit. and going deep down into an endless darkness. In the middle of this pit, there is a gigantic, what looks like a gigantic stalactite. No, stalagmite. That's the one that goes up, and has been carved into to create this gigantic organic tower. Your vision snaps again, and you feel like you're being pulled towards this tower. You go through one of the main archways. As you're whipping past, you see very archetypical demons that are patrolling on top of the battlements and are encased in this black iron armour. They have wicked-looking weapons. As you go through the courtyard, you see that some of them have got like non-demon-looking entities strapped to various like torture racks and manacles, and they're beating them and otherwise like dismembering them and mutilating them. And you go into the main archway of the tower itself, up some stairs, and you stop again quite suddenly in the main grand hall of the spire at the centre of it, upon which there is a big mound, just carved out of this gigantic stalactite in a kind of like a dome shape, on top of which is a steel throne. On the steel throne, well, standing just before the steel throne actually, is a thin, red-skinned man with a short cropped goatee and two sets of horns. He's wearing red and black robes with like a gold gorget sort of around his neck. He's also holding what looks to be like quite an ornate blackened scepter, set in the top of which is a red crystal that glows. Before him kneel, for all intents and purposes, look like two angels. They have these magnificent-looking gold and silver feathered wings that have sprouted from their back, that have been form-fitted into their armour, so there are holes for the wings to come out the back. The armour itself is incredibly elaborate and made of, again, platinum and silver and gold, and reflects all of the red light that is coming from both the scepter and the moat of lava that rings this dome upon which the metal throne sits. And as I said, they are kneeling before it. Snap back to the other three. The broker starts shouting as her skin starts to blister from this heat, as well as all your three do. What do you three do?
We haven't thought that.
I don't think you've... you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you've cast Thoughts Up.
Okay, fine. Pip, touch her.
I don't. She's on fire.
It's like put her to sleep. Put her, like, let her not feed it. Put her to sleep. Touch her.
Is there any water here that we can see?
I imagine you probably keep a fair amount of water on you for drinking purposes. Also, in an emergency, Pip needs water, so you probably have probably more of an overabundance than most adventuring groups have for water, just in case you're caught short. So, yes.
As a cantrip, I can shape water, so I can just move water around the room, or just douse Aya. But it sounds like there's more things on fire, and I mean,
it's like a ring of 10 foot around her, which is like the walls and the ceiling and the floor itself is become blackened and charred with the heat.
So shape water works for a 5-foot cube.
Okay.
So I could sort of work that around her. Do we want to douse her?
Yeah, just throw it on her.
In a 5-foot cube. So start from the top.
Yeah.
Okay. Pip, are you touching Aya? No.
Oh, sorry. I meant to touch the broker. That's what I meant, not...
Oh, when you said her. Yeah, okay. I also instantly thought Aya as well.
Sorry. I meant, don't worry. I meant touch the broker.
Okay. In that case, Pip, are you touching the broker?
I mean, I want her to trust us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was like,
Yeah.
we need to help her. And
Let's throw water first and see if it snaps Aya out of this weird thing she's doing.
Hellraiser world.
Okay, in that case, I guess just so we can track this accurately, just so we know who is doing what and when, we'll roll initiative, and that be easier to track what people are doing. So if you could all do that, please.
Including me.
Yeah, we'll say you for now, just in case something happens and you're already in their initiative.
Okay.
19.
19. So Pip, you got 19.
11.
Chad, you got legs 11.
10.
Who got 10, sorry?
Annie.
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 Mike,
Annie.
you got legs. Oh. Lego. Okay, you got Lego. Aya, what did you get?
15.
15.
Leg
That was
5.
going so well because it was all in order, and then you came along and just said 15.
Always Alice.
And
Obviously.
I'm going to roll by
Fiery
as well, because I play this game as well.
Do you?
I do. 5. Well, good for me.
We'll see if you play the game.
Yeah. Just put TB, the broker, Tim Bates. It all works out. It's an
Yeah.
Easter egg. It's not. I just realised I was abbreviating it. Okay, so Pip, you get to go first before Chad gets to do his water thing. You don't have to do anything right now. You can just wait and see what happens with Chad's water thing. You didn't say you were doing anything, so don't feel pressured.
I mean, how about I hold my action? If the water thing doesn't snap Aya back into the room, then I will try and. Well, I don't actually know. I feel like she won't trust us if we put her to sleep. I wouldn't trust someone if they did that to me.
It's only because we don't have any, like, it's, she's burning, she's in pain. It was just like, let's just stop her from being in pain.
Maybe I'll just throw my flask of water on her.
Yep. So you empty your flask of water. You throw it air. I'm not going to make you do a roll.
No. The other lady.
Oh, you're throwing your flask of water on the broker. Okay. Yep. Then do a roll. Do a hit. So just roll a d20 plus your dexterity modifier. So I don't think you're proficient in throwing a glass of water in someone's face yet.
Was that only if the water doesn't work, or did you want to do that anyway?
No, just do that anyway because she's on fire, right? Like.
Well, she's her skin is like blistering, much like your skins are blistering from the heat.
I feel like it would just be a layer of protection, if nothing else.
Sure. I think it's reasonable.
Or she'll just get wet. 11.
11 is not good enough to roll to throw water on the broker. Yeah, she sees that you. So, to see things from her perspective, to empathise with her situation, a bunch of people have walked into her place of business, talked about illegal things. One of them starts setting stuff on fire, and then another person has reached their belt and started throwing like an unknown liquid onto her. So she naturally ducks out of the way.
See how that may come across.
And so the water just splashes in effectively, sort of partially on the desk, partially on the shelves behind her, and a bit on the window and the blinds and stuff. Okay, Aya, your go. So we'll snap back to you. You are in this chamber of black rock and lava with these two kneeling angels in front of this black and red robed figure. Can you do a religion check for me, please?
Yes. I'm surprised that my religion is -2.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like all based on research and stuff, of which you've not got any. You've forgotten. 4, yeah. So it's pretty much as I have described to you without any extraneous information based on that. What do you do?
Can I hear them? Like, how much agency do I have in this vision? It's like
you don't know. You could try. You could try and like speak or move or anything you want to, really.
I'm gonna try and move towards them and see the faces of the people that are kneeling in front of.
Okay, can you roll an insight check for me, please?
Nothing.
2, okay. So it does that weird thing that like late 90s 3D computer games did, which was just a 2D animated sprite that would rotate on its axis, so it is always facing you. So you try and move around these two kneeling individuals, but as you move to the left, you always see the back of them. So they seem to be like rotating on the spot, so you can't see their faces. As you move, though, the creature with the red skin and the double horns and stuff glances up at you and makes eye contact with you where you are. Chad, your go.
I'm gonna cantrip some water to try to put Aya out.
Yep. So you just look, there is, for sake of expediency, let's say there's a jug of water on the broker's desk. You use your cantrip to make it. Does it have any kind of like specific form when you manipulate this water?
Well, I want it to sort of come in from around and from the bottom up.
Mm-hmm.
So that way it doesn't reignite. So it's just sort of a...
So you're dousing it from the floor and her feet, and then
Yeah, exactly. And then
subsequently, after that. Okay. As you do that, you splash the water onto Aya, and you see that her vestments that she always wore as well over her armor have also burnt off. So now she's just wearing the armor, but without any of the the religious vestments that she had on before, like the tabard and all that kind of stuff. It's just armor. And as soon as the water, which is just regular water, even though you're using a magical cantrip to manipulate it, as soon as it hits the armor, it just sizzles and evaporates immediately. You have partially soaked the floor, but it's more that there is a huge amount of radiating heat coming from air rather than fire. Although things are igniting, they just tend to be a little bit further away. The stuff that's within Aya's aura is immediately just being burnt and turned to charcoal and blackened. So you think that this, like, if you were to touch Aya at this point, you'd get like severely burned.
Okay. Shit.
Yes. Okay. Right. So, Mike, you'll go.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to help. Because obviously I can see that like nothing's really stopping Aya from doing this. Can I cast True Strike on her?
Yes, you can. It means it'd be easier for you to hit Aya. When you say her, sorry, I do mean Aya or the broker. We've had this. Aya, okay. Yeah.
I want a brief insight into the target's defenses.
Oh, so that's a little bit of flavour, but what that means is it's easier for you to hit Aya with an attack next time, rather than like it won't give you any information about what she might be going through.
Through that, that's why I chose that cantrip.
Ah, yeah. So it's more about it's more that flavour text at the beginning that maybe makes it sound like it does something that it doesn't do necessarily. It's more it gives you an explanation about how the magic works rather than what it actually does.
Whilst Annie's selecting a new spell, can someone for the chat say toucheth thine self? The future soundbite.
So is that touches thine self?
Toucheth thine self, like a fancy version of touch yourself. A little bit more fast.
I think we know who they want to say it.
Exactly.
It's clear.
You're talking about the devil that Tim's got, right? Or you could touch us. I can't even say it right. How do you?
So toucheth thine self.
Toucheth thine self.
There you go.
There you go.
That was just for you, whoever asked for that.
That was
Spoopy
milk. Yeah. So Mike, apart from True Strike, what would you like to do? I mean, you can still do True Strike if you feel like you might want to hit Aya at some point.
Probably in the future, but not right now. Can I would like to. Hold on a second. I'm sort of confident that Aya will come around soon, even though we're burning our skin, the bubbling. I'm like, I would at the moment want to help the broker. I don't want her to kill us.
Okay.
So I want to cast Phantasmal Force and craft the illusion that her skin isn't bubbling.
Okay.
Fine.
So you know that Phantasmal Force will do damage if they don't pass their saving throw.
Why can't anything work?
All of your spells have like a secret back door that closes the problem.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be nice.
You could do something like more like minor illusion, which I would say like maybe you can make that look like if you've got minor illusion.
Yeah.
I think you do. You can just cast that as a cantrip if you want her to feel like she's being hurt but not be able to see that she's being hurt.
Fine.
Yeah, okay, done. Yeah, you cover up the burns on her hands, exposed flesh that is burning with a 5-foot cube of an illusion that doesn't makes it seem like she's not. Seems cruel and unusual, but there we go. It is the broker's turn. So she immediately shouts for the guards, which I think is a reasonable thing.
Good morning, I'm an illusion.
Oh, thank you, Spoop Penguin, for 25 bits for playing the soundbite. Good morning, I'm an illusion. So she shouts, guards! Of which the two that you passed when you came into the room, they open up the door itself. They kind of have to force now because the wood has turned to charcoal beneath it. The wood itself is warped and burnt and charcoaled. Even the door handle themselves, they can't touch directly without getting hurt. So they eventually shoulder it in, look around, and they immediately... well, let's have a look. Let's do an insight check for them. They have 0 insight. 18. Okay, so they don't immediately attack. They look to the broker for instruction. Now, I want everybody, including the broker and these two guards, to do another Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. So sorry.
so embarrassing.
Okay, they fail. Ellie, you pass. Annie, you fail. And Khalil, you pass. So Annie, you get the full amount. Everybody else, while you other two get half damage on this. And the d6, and it's gone up to 4d6 of fire damage now. So Annie, you take 11 points of fire damage, and Ellie and Khalil, you take 5 points of fire damage. And the guards and the broker also take 11 points of fire damage at this point.
Again,
as well.
I'm so sorry.
Pip.
Doesn't mean anything, Alice.
Oh, also, yeah, can Mike, Pip, and Chad roll an Arcana check as well?
Disadvantage.
Sorry?
Disadvantage for me, right?
Disadvantage for you, yes.
God damn it.
Don't worry, Annie's here to save the day. So, Mike, you understand what's going on. Pip and Chad, without thoughts up and without shouting out loud, you won't know what's going on. But Mike, when she shouts for the guards, both Chad and Pip kind of look over towards the guards as they bust in, but you take a sneaky glance back over at the broker, and you see that she is casting. And with a 23, you know what she is casting because you have this spell. She is casting Teleportation Circle. And when you look down at the floor, you see that you're all standing in a teleportation circle right now.
Shoot her!
Not again.
Yeah. But you can't do anything with this information until it's your turn. Pip, it's your go.
God damn it.
I am like, Aya,
Be cool.
be cool. I know we haven't been around people in a while, but Well, she liked this.
Can't take her
I'm
anywhere.
gonna try and. Is Aya on fire? Did we establish this?
So she's not on fire, but the amount of she's not like emitting fire out of herself. What she's doing is emitting a great amount of heat, which is causing combustible materials to catch on fire, which is a good point. Everything within a 10-foot radius. In the first round, it caught on fire, wood and fabric. On the second round, metal that's near her, so like the candelabras and stuff that's on the walls. There is a quite nice pen set that the broker has on her table. Anything like that that's within 10-foot radius of Aya starts to glow red hot, metal wise.
Not the pen set.
Yeah. It starts to the pens themselves start to droop under the heat and the malformation.
We love stationery.
Love station. I'm gonna slap Aya on the face.
Okay, roll 2 hit, please.
All the while shouting, "Pull yourself together!"
You're embarrassing us.
Sorry, what am I rolling?
You just roll to hit. So with your, I don't think you're proficient in unarmed strikes, so it would be just your, it would be your a d20 plus your strength modifier, and that's it.
Is 0.
So just a straight d20 roll.
10.
Yeah.
Worried about pen set.
And what's your armor class, Aya?
More than
More than 10?
18.
18. Yeah. So you go and try and strike her. You don't connect. Possibly because it's so hot to get next to her. Like, especially you, Pip. You feel this heat, this dry heat coming from her as well, and that really. Hello.
This doesn't make sense, but I've just realised on my actions I do have an armed strike. But it's only +4, so.
Oh, +4 to hit. Okay, so it'd been a 14. Sorry, yeah. So cool. Yeah, you get a little bit closer, but then you back off at the last moment so you don't get horribly hurt.
I can shout though.
Yes, you guess you can. Aya, you are still in this chamber. Now the creature in the red and black robes with the golden gorget and the scepter is looking directly at you. And he smiles a fanged, toothed smile.
Toothed.
Roll an insight check for me.
Why was that? I wasn't really fully paying attention when you were giving his physical description, and I heard cropped, and in my head he is just a devil wearing a crop top.
Yeah, sure. And written on this crop top is "Hot Boy Summer."
Write that down in my notes.
Yeah.
He's wearing crop trousers, aka pedal pushers.
Yeah.
Hey.
AKA capris.
I rolled 17.
17. Okay, yeah, you see that there is a flicker of recognition in his eyes when he meets your gaze and smiles, as if he is seeing a friend that he hasn't seen for a long time. I'm sure we can all relate.
I really hope I'm not friends with this little.
Have you got a hot boy boyfriend that you're having?
Secret, a whole secret world in this little nuclear moment I'm having. I don't recognize him.
Well, as per last session, which is 2 weeks ago, when the power broker name drops the name Asmodeus, which was triggered because you're asking about the symbols that Parter and Mike had around their necks. This is what caused your vision. And that name echoes when you are looking at this creature. Though you don't recognize him, you think you relate the name Asmodeus to this creature.
Okay. Can I try and speak?
Yes, what would you like to say?
I would like to ask him what he wants with this world, not the catacombs that we're in, but the real world.
Roll a persuasion check for me, please. which is good for you. I think it's a +9, right?
It's good, but I've had such a terrible record. That's what you usually, yes, +9. 20, but very
20.
much not natural.
Not natural 20, but a 20 nonetheless. Yes. So he responds to you. My child, I want from the world what any great leader desires from their nation. Their respect, their obedience, and room to grow. This plane I occupy now is filled to the brim with gods, goddesses, deities, fiends, archdevils and lords, great monstrous creatures, powerful wizards, and any of those that seek power. It is, how do you say, far too crowded around here. But this place, it has been stripped clean and is ripe for someone to assert their dominance upon this plane. I claim it for myself.
Can you ask him what his campaign promises?
What's your...
I would invest $2 trillion into infrastructure.
Give them my vote.
Okay. Asmodeus equals world domination.
No, you get it around the wrong way. It is not, to assert one's dominance does not mean dominion over an individual, but merely a way to guide and course correct those that feel they are without direction, without the constant chatter of many others in their ears that drown out everything.
Why do you think they need anyone to tell them what to do?
You have been in this world for a while. You tell me, is it a organized place? A good place? Have you had many good experiences here? Does it seem like people are getting on well with one another? Do you feel safe in this world? Do you feel that this world is united in any kind of way?
Best friend.
You would impose your will on people as a way to bring them together. It's not really...
I don't think I would impose my will on people, but I would offer the power that I have to enact change.
I like
I think you just like him because of his fancy robe and
It's crop
flashy tackle.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. He's got good points.
Have you offered your power already to people? What have they done with it?
Yes, absolutely. And it has been very productive from where I am from. However, as I mentioned before, we have been beset on all sides by those that have a very narrow worldview, can only see things in the decades, not in the centuries, millennia, or eons of the world, that only see benefit for those within their own lifetime.
What do you do with people that don't agree with you?
I have to try to maintain the status quo that has been established for hundreds, if not thousands of years before their birth, and will carry on hundreds, if not thousands of years after this. But it is getting increasingly more inconvenient and difficult to maintain this. So, I can take a hint. I am prepared to leave my home of millions of years and start anew in a new place with new peoples, without the noise, the background noise, and the constant push and pull of many others trying to impose their will. I can offer order, and I can offer structure and peace.
Kelly,
I'm
Yeah,
sold.
okay.
I'm in. Yep, you got my vote.
sign up to this.
What does he want with aim?
You aren't there, but
Where do I come into it?
where do you come into this? Well, like any envoy, you can pave the way for my coming.
And what about these two people in front of you? How do they play into it?
They have already pledged their allegiance to me, and they have already completed their tasks. Yeah, you are not seeing me as I am. You are now currently seeing me as I was.
Question. I'm not
Sure. Yeah, go on.
They completed their task. What tasks do you have to do?
And what task would we conjure it for Mike in my head?
Okay, I think I'll answer this one last question because it's around, but it's definitely
Really
lasted more
chatty
than 6
vision.
seconds. But time is a little bit different, the way that you're experiencing it right now. They, in turn, have one has been my envoy, my champion, and my lieutenant here, where I exist currently, and the other is a facilitator, one that is able to extricate me from the celestial red tape, if you will, of being here, and can free me from this place and allow me to transition from one plane of existence to another. They both have freely, of their own free will, agreed to help me in this way.
And just as he's saying that, and he's talking about them, are they any more? Is it any more clear? Does that trigger anything, or are they still half-finished sprites?
Yeah, there still are a two-dimensional sprite like kneeling. But now you have this extra information. Do an insight check for me, please.
Wow, the universe does not want me to see.
No, they don't.
Well, fixes.
So is it just a flat 7?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Again, you see maybe the. No, you do see a little bit more, and I'll give you the benefit of a doubt and give you something more than the what you've already had before. Now, the one closest to you, they're both you think are female. It's not incredibly easy to see, but the one closest to you is wearing like completely platinum armor, and it is a full plate. So the whole shebang. She has these blue silver wings, but there are 2 sets of wings. So one that looks like designed for flight, and another one maybe for maneuvering or navigation or something like that. Smaller ones on top of that. She has an elaborate green and blue tinted metal sword that she has in a scabbard by her side. She's wearing these lavender like vestments over the top of her platinum armor. She also has a permanent, like a white gold or silvery halo above her head. Her hair is teal. Her skin is very pale, but her cheeks and nose are very rosy, as are her lips. And she has these big elven ears as well. The one next to it, you can't see. She is kind of like in the way of the second character. And he offers his hand to you, like outstretched. It's difficult to judge his size, but if you're to say like, if these kneeling angels are roughly the same size as you, he probably is about 8 or 9 feet tall, but quite thin, like proportionally speaking. And he just extends this quite graceful but slender arm towards you, He's got long fingernails that kind of come to a point, but they're very supple.
When I ask it, did I already? Because I know this is the past. Did I already agree to this, like to him? Am I one of them?
What he's saying is that you are like conversing with him now from your point of view, but apparently from his point of view, this is the past. So everything that you're experiencing and any agreements that you make would be in your current time frame, but it would be the past to him. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask him then. Do you know me from your now?
Roll a persuasion check for me, please.
I want to point like that as well when I
Just point out. Do you know me?
Exactly like that. 27.
Okay, roll an insight check
Okay.
for me, please.
18.
Conversing with this person, is that a flat 18?
Mm-hmm.
Still good. Like you're conversing with a very powerful, you think, being currently. He belies, like he maintains quite a good poker face when you ask him this question, but you see for just a flicker of a moment that his eyes glance at the second figure that you can't see. And we'll go back to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chad, like just 6 seconds has passed between this, but in Aya's time, like a good 5 or 10 minutes have passed.
All right. Well, speaking of extending a hand, Aya, I'm gonna cast Bigby's hand.
Okay.
Grab her.
Okay. Now, Bigby's hand, does it have hit points?
It doesn't have a hit points, but it has an AC of 20, and it does. They're equal to mine.
Oh, okay, cool. So as soon as Bigby's hand grabs Aya, it takes 10 points of fire damage, just without any saving throw.
Yeah, that's alright.
So yeah, so it's on 67 or something now.
I was on 96, so I think it's on 86.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, and you shake her. Roll with Bigby's hand. Roll a athletics check with Bigby's hand, and you don't have to do disadvantage. In fact, do it with advantage.
It'd be with advantage, right?
Yeah, with advantage.
Well, that didn't do much. Athletics, you said?
Yes.
Plus 8. I want to say. I think I got a 14. Yeah, 14.
Cool. Yeah, so you do shake her. Aya, I want you to do a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Dizzy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you now, the DC is 16, 1/6.
I have +9 on wisdom for some reason.
Oh, okay.
No,
That's a lot.
I'm saving throw them. 13 now.
Nope. Yeah, you were shaking Aya like a Polaroid picture. However, she does not rouse from her reverie.
Oh, I thought that meant I would.
I thought that was a good thing.
No. The DC that she needs to make for a saving throw is 16 to break it, but she didn't make it.
I was so close.
So close.
Yeah. If only I hadn't rolled a 4.
Right.
Mike, up to you.
I
Now that A is being jiggled around like a glow stick in a nightclub.
I'm sorry, but not sorry. Because she's going. I want to cast Chill Touch Flame.
Okay. Instead of casting instead of doing the regular thing that you normally do, Alice, can you roll? Actually, what's your spell save DC, Alice?
I'll save DC 17.
17. Okay, Annie, you need to be a 17
Touch yourself.
with your spell attack on Chill Touch.
This is really where our stats just completely work against us.
It's PvP. While you're looking at that, Spoopy Milk Penguin, thank you very much for 25 bits to play Touch Yourself. Although in this instance, you shouldn't, because it's way too hot.
Do I just need to roll to hit?
Yes, you need to roll a hit, and your DC is 17.
15.
Do you add anything to 15 that you rolled with your chill touch?
I thought it was just rolled. Do I just roll damage? What do I need to do? It's been a while.
Add your you've got your spell attack modifier at the top of your spells. Probably will be like a +7, I think.
Oh, +9.
+9, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that 24, so that hits. Do your damage first of all.
Okay.
So Alice, you take 5 points of cold damage.
Okay.
And I need you to do another wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Let me change the damage.
I've also got a bonus action after this.
Cool.
19.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, as your does it specify what the chill touch looks like? Is it like a skeletal hand that comes out and
Exactly.
yeah? So this oversized skeletal hand made of frost and ice grabs Aya like around the like the upper arm, and it starts to sizzle like your spell. There's like a magical fight between what Aya's going through and what your spell's going through. So there's like globs of condensed air and ice and just like water that's being sprayed off. That is just the environment itself is turning into this plasma between the two spells that's happening. And as that happens, Aya's eyes open, and gouts of fire, from a flamethrower, spill out from her eyes. She's really only facing the power broker, to be fair. The guards came in from behind. You're all standing next to her. She's facing towards the power broker, so power broker needs to do a dexterity saving throw.
Don't think we even asked her a fun fact.
Which she fails. So at this point you're still on 4, so Aya, can you do 46 worth of damage, please?
I don't want to do.
Well, none of us want to sprout fire from our eyes, but sometimes it happens.
Did you say 46?
6. Yes, please.
12.
So yeah, these like flamethrower jets of flame that spout from your eyes go across the desk, setting like all of her papers and like the leather desk protector that she's got on there for when she's like inking stuff out, and like her pens are gone, and her clothes start setting fire and stuff as well.
Not the pen.
But in your mind, whilst you're considering what's happening, and like you've just seen Asmodeus, you've kind of clocked that very slight eye movement before you can ask him any more questions or do anything else, accept or refuse his offer. You are like, it feels like the back of your arm is being pulled aggressively, and before you can say or do anything else, you get pulled back out of the chamber, back out onto that precipice. You pause there for a moment to see this gigantic pit that's being filled with these waterfalls of lava, and then you get back through that tunnel, and you're back in reality. And you just see before you like this just mayhem of just everything in this entire room's on fire now. But you do feel Greg's is like wrapped protectively around your legs, and the two heads are like hissing at the guards that have bust in behind you. And now, sorry, there's a bonus action you want to do, Annie.
Do we know that she just returned?
I mean, something happened when you cast Chill Touch. Her eyes shot open, these gouts of flame came out of there, and then she blinks and she starts looking around, so it looks like she is cognizant once again.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. I'm not going to do the bonus action I was planning, but can I instead just slow clap Aya?
Like, I didn't feel bad enough.
Everyone join in!
That absolutely probably does not help your situation, but you can definitely slow. And it's back to the Power Broker's turn, who completes the teleportation circle. The glyphs around all four of you ignite, and you vanish from this room. I'm going to say, because the Power Broker was doing it in a split second, the way that teleportation circles work is that if you have one that's permanently inscribed in a place, which is very difficult to do, by the way, you have to literally cast teleportation circle in the same place every single day for an entire year for it to be a portal, something that's fixed in space and time, which apparently the Power Broker has spent that time doing. She can activate it and teleport you away, but much like a telephone call, you can dial anywhere. But as I said, she just wanted you out of the apartment. So I think
We're going to Disneyland.
roll a d4, and I'll let the person who is chosen by the dice gets to choose where you end up.
I only just got here.
For Annie, can you roll a... I'm going to need to bring up a document very quickly.
I
Disneyland.
believe this.
For once, we had a plan.
Yeah, and I feel bad because we actually convinced this woman that we were friends.
Then
Yeah.
you go and send yourself to hell on accident.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Alice, we were on a desert island on Sunday.
Oh, I'm jealous. That's so different from McDonald's.
And,
Yes.
There were pet giraffes, but they were quite small.
Oh, that's adorable.
There was kissing.
One of
You
the
ruined it,
skill
that's weird.
verbs is kissing, and they managed to hook up a desert mini giraffe with a ice mini giraffe.
Oh, that's so nice. It's
Yeah.
Ramos instead of Farah.
Ellie and Cleo were identical twins, Hansel and Gretel.
Identical.
Identical.
And we didn't even kiss once.
Even though that was a verb that you could do.
I just have to plug this in. I'm not disappearing. I just
Yeah. Out of shame.
Yeah.
Mermaid Alice.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, a mermaid, one of the few mermaids, like one of the rare mermaids that could walk on land.
You were naked the whole time.
Only at the beginning.
The whole time.
No, Cleo's mum gave me an outfit. Junk outfit.
Oh yeah, fair. You mean our mum? She left us for a gym instructor.
Annie, can you roll me a D60? D60.
The chat says that Cleo, in fact, drop kicked a giraffe to death.
Yeah, he did.
He
That
did,
was
yeah.
that was at the beginning.
Tried to do it a couple times, but it only worked the once.
Okay, well, thanks, Wedges and Spoons, for highlighting that there was not just kissing with giraffes, but some actual violence against them.
We clearly only remembered one side of it.
Spoopy Milk Penguin said that you mentioned how I want to swim with pigs, so I figured.
Correct. That did come up. Okay, so I'll let you know now that you've rolled it. Lower was better.
Awesome.
So out of 60, 6 is good. It means you didn't go that far. You could have gone very far away.
Again.
Again.
Basically, I get to visit.
But what does happen is, what is everybody's height?
Oh, that's a good question.
Just slightly taller than.
1 inch taller than Cleo. So whatever Cleo Chad's height is, +1.
I am 3 foot.
So Ellie, you're okay.
I'm 5'6".
What?
I would say you. Well, I'm going to say Annie, can you roll a dexterity check for me, please?
Your head's going to get chopped off.
But I think the other two are not going to get that chance to roll a dexterity saving throw.
I don't know where you're finding it.
Yeah, where is
Oh, okay.
Go into description.
I will tell. Yeah. So yeah, you go into
it? I
description,
can't find
which
description
is on
anymore.
your tabs. So you know where you got your initiative, your armor class, your defenses. you've got those tabs across the top. It says action, spell, equipment, features and traits, description.
No, it just says extra.
Mine has all background characteristics and appearance.
What?
It has
All right, well-
nothing.
You make it up. Make it up.
Oh yeah, it doesn't actually say anything on your appearance.
Yeah.
Oh no, it does. I go to characteristics, not appearance.
It's genuinely missing after features and traits, but I also can't
Oh.
put that 5 points of damage in, so I don't know if it's just my internet.
Oh, that's weird. Okay,
Yeah.
AA, you're 6'6".
Thank you.
Mine just says medium. What does that mean?
Your size is
Me
medium.
6'5".
Yeah, you're like what? What's medium for a man? 5'10"?
I'm a lizard man. How tall is Aya?
6'6".
Extra.
I'm 6'5".
Officially 6'5".
6'5"
No.
and 3/4.
6'5" and 3/4. Okay, so you're a quarter of an inch. You're really hoping that growth spurt kicks in. Okay, so Annie, Mike passes it, but it doesn't really matter too much other than flavour. Aya and Chad, you all appear in a dusty, like, it smells like earth, like wet earth. You know, when you're in the garden, you're digging up like a flower bed, and you get that real sort of like clay sodden earth smell. You look around, and you're in an abandoned room that has roots and weeds growing from every orifice and between every crack and nook and ceiling, like plank. You're just like in a completely overgrown. It smells like a freshly dug grave in here. Ellie, you're like Pip. It's fine to stand up in here. Mike, at the last second, you take a knee. But Chad and Aya, you bang your heads on the ceiling, like it's only really like constructed for individuals that are between 3 and 4 foot tall. So you just go clunk as you teleport into this like underground, abandoned, sodden room.
It's like the least of our worries.
Yeah. And then the runes that were around you that were glowing a bright pale blue just sizzle out and are gone.
So the broker's not with us.
The broker is not with you, no. Michael know enough that it is a circle, and you are standing within that circle, but the circle itself is only 10 foot wide. So it's actually quite a limited amount of people that it can teleport, but there's only the 5 of you.
On the plus side to this, does this mean that we have 2 more teleportation circles that we know about?
Mike, roll an Arcana check with disadvantage, first of all. And in fact, do that twice.
Again.
Yep. Oh. Yes, you don't quite catch the first one. It went off so quickly that you had to look down and you'd have to read the whole thing and have like an eidetic memory to read all of the runes. Because it is like a massive, like way more complicated than a telephone number set of coordinates that the runes project. So, because it happened so quickly, it just flashed up and you were teleported. You had 6 seconds to like really read it. You don't get the one from the broker, and you didn't see this one before it fizzled out either.
Is there light? Like, can we tell if it's daytime?
No, it's pitch black in here, so anybody that doesn't have dark vision cannot see.
Aya, first of all, what the fuck?
And yeah, you can see that Aya, like her armor, this is the only thing that she's left with. Like the cloak that she was wearing and all that kind of stuff is gone, and the metal itself is still cooling down. And you know that you've been driving your car in the winter, and you get to your destination, you stop, you get out, and you can kind of hear the engine like clinking, like ding ding, as the metal starts contracting. That's her armor.
Assmaster.
Wow.
Oh. Thank you, Spoon Penguin, for 25 bits saying Assmaster, which I thought Alice was saying then to me about what we were talking about. I was like, that doesn't make... Oh, okay. Yeah, so the clinking of your armor as it starts to cool down and contract, you can just hear it like tink, tink, tink.
Here, it's just like when I drive my car in the winter.
Yeah. and you park it up somewhere cold, and you get
Like
out
a
and you
bulb
can
in
hear
a
it
bush.
like a bulb in a bush, like an engine in the winter. Yeah, you still, like, people around you still feel warm, the warmth coming from you.
I'm not gonna lie. I was, as far as I know, in hellscape for the last maybe 20 minutes of my time.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
So I am sorry for the room that was on fire when I woke up, but I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember doing that. I don't know what happened.
Did you see Arid in hell?
Sorry, what
Did you see Arid?
my hearing's off from the vision.
Yeah. Did you see Arid in hell?
Hey, he would be in hell.
He was a vampire.
He was dead. He ate
No,
people.
he'll be in a horrible purgatory. Yeah, it'll be much worse than what I saw.
No devils in crop tops where he is.
Oh no, nothing so fun as that.
Can everyone see in this darkness, by the way?
I think I can, but I could also cast light as a cantrip.
So Chad, you're blind, effectively.
I can cast it.
I'll set my flail as a torch.
Okay. So, your, much like your armor was starting to glow, your flail starts to glow in
It's
this
just
bright
light, it's not
red
fire.
light, casting like this red ominous light in the room. That looks like the interior of like a. It kind of reads as like a workshop, come apothecary, come living space down here, which looks abandoned and has looked abandoned for a long time.
I give everyone the short version of everything that you just said. You know, key points. Little devil man in a robe, angel people kneeling, fascist ideologies. It's just like the line notes.
Pip's like, tell me more.
But maybe we should make sure that we're safe before I go into the debate of it all. I don't know where we are.
Hey, Iris, what's my location?
Whoop, whoop. No service available.
We're underground. Got it.
Makes sense.
Did we try and leave?
I think we should maybe investigate this room that we're in.
And then we should figure out where we are, and then we should, if we're not too far away, just immediately go back to the broker.
Just one who sent us away.
Yeah.
What did you say, Annie? Sorry.
I don't know how. Sorry, Cleo.
Oh, you don't know. Sorry, what did you say, Cleo?
I was just gonna say, like, even though it's lit and there's not much in here, can we tell like what this was? Was it a room? Was it a house? Was it underground bunker?
I think you could roll an investigation check. Anybody that wants to kind of like ascertain right now where you are, you can roll an investigation check.
I got a 10.
Annie got 17.
8.
Pip got an 8. And Aya, you don't have to.
Sorry, I'll roll, but I was just reading that something that struck me. Tigotron said that he was listening to a podcast the other day, and someone mentioned lights when you go to sleep.
There you go.
What?
So
Mentioned what? Sorry.
Lights when you go to sleep, not the lights that you see when you close your eyes at night.
I am justified.
Was it your podcast?
I mean, it was. But that doesn't make sense.
11.
11. Okay, so both Pip and Aya look around. Oh, and Chad as well. And you're underground. As I mentioned before, it's like a living/working space. Judging by the materials that are here and like the jars of stuff, you're like, okay, it could be like maybe like a local healer or someone that dabbled in herbal medicine, or someone that is like a researcher that might be like a geologist. That kind of how it reads to you. Annie, can you roll for me a d50? $46. Oh, okay, cool. Can you roll for me on top of that?
The chat also, speaking Milk Penguin says he also sees the lights that you see before you go to sleep at night. So
Yeah, I know, it happens all the time, right?
You're all okay.
I feel like
Apparently
there's
not.
something going
I'm
on.
worried about all of you.
Yeah.
We're
I feel-
Or is
fine.
it like sympathy lights?
Yeah,
maybe.
like a phantom pregnancy in like in Husbands and
Yeah,
wives
that
are pregnant.
is the cult of Tim and his lights.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true. Tim's got his own cult.
I'm gonna send that meme of like Picard shouting that there are 4 lights. Annie, can you roll for me on top of that d50 a d13?
1, 3.
Yes. You got 13. Cool. All right. Interesting.
Right.
So first of all, with your 17 investigation check, you think this place it probably comes from your knowledge of magic and sorcery and a bit of an arcane, but also a bit of the natural world because yours comes from a like a place within yourself, like you generate your own destiny, you funnel your own magic through yourself. You think this person has been, was, or still is a follower of the natural magics, like a druid. You've been around Parta long enough to recognise like the spell components, and the notes have been jotted down, and like, the study of nature and that kind of thing. So you think this probably was a base of operation for a druid that's not been here for a while. On top of that, you also find a little football flag for the Shipfall Spectres.
Shipfall Spectres.
Shipfall Spectres.
Definitely sounds like shitfall.
Shitfall Spectres. No, it's Shipfall Spectres.
Shit.
Shipfall.
Football. Football or kickball?
Well, it's,
Yeah,
a, it's a
you said-
kickball flag for the Shipfall Spectres.
Have we heard of them before?
I don't think you have.
We don't have any cards with them on.
Intrusive.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think so.
Interesting.
So yeah, you've kind of like turned the place over. This place has been abandoned for a long, long time.
I reached out to the group.
Yeah, you do find an old entranceway, like a door that's kind of like swollen out of its door frame and busted to one side, like roots has pushed it out of the hinges. You reckon if you can just spend the next 5, 10, 15 minutes probably hacking away with various implements that you have to get rid of the roots, and you can probably get up the natural staircase. When you do, if I can be so presumptuous, you find yourself in beneath sort of like a knot of roots. It looks like this workshop's been built underneath a tree or a sort of collection of trees, underneath a hillock. Can you all do a nature check?
Are we impaled?
I bloody hope not.
19.
No, 19.
With disadvantage, too.
Wow. You're rolling a lot of identical rolls.
I know.
18.
18. This is 18, 17, 18. And then Alice with her 5. Everybody apart from Alice, you recognise that you are somewhere in the Lurkingwood. Probably not too far away from Berrybrook.
That's where that horrible elf was, right?
No, that was Kil'irith.
It was his wife.
Elven village.
Is the Lurkingwood the one with the ghost boyfriends?
You haven't been to Berrybrook before.
Was the Lurkingwood the same wood that the witch was from?
Yes, yeah. The Lurkingwood is
okay,
like
good.
kind of like Lurkingwood is like a local area inside a region of the East Marshlands. East Folk Marshlands is like the region, like the county. The local area is like your local constituency, and then you have like settlements within that. So you've got like the Mystfield, and there's the East Folk Marshlands. And inside that's the Lurkingwood. And inside that is the village of Berwickbrook, and that's where you think you are right now,
I immediately went back.
which is a halfling village. You've been to a halfling village before, in Peatsland, not Pizza Land,
Pizza Man.
where the mushrooms took over the farmland. This looks like a more well-established area, and as you break your way out of this, like you just have to like chop your way, like machete your way out of these knotted roots, and you emerge kind of like in the middle of a town, of this halfling town, with a bunch of these small halflings that are going around. There's one guy with like a brown lederhosen and a flat cap, and he's pulling like a big, for him, small for you, cart of corn in the back, like corn on the cob, and he just doffs his cap to you and goes, "All right, you all right there? Oh, hey."
My business.
Tell me everything you know
Okay.
about Surefoot.
Roll a persuasion check for me, please.
Just saying the last time, and I know it wasn't us, it was our evil counterparts for Halloween. But do you remember when we like tortured a whole village full of halflings?
We didn't.
No.
We didn't mean to.
So Khalil, you got a what?
8.
Oh, 8. Sorry, yeah, you cut out there. He just shrugged and goes, "Oh, ain't got time. Got to get these corn on the cob in the old stewing pot. No time to chat, me lad."
He knows about Surefoot.
Who's Sharefoot again?
He's the weird little
Oh, yeah,
coin whistling
Oh,
lederhosen.
Took your job.
I hate him.
Yeah, we need to know everything about him. But that was
We should learn so many fun facts about him.
yeah. He might be Asmodeus in disguise, as far as I'm concerned.
He's annoying enough to be.
Mhm.
Uh,
It looks like him.
we should probably ask Aya, or make sure that we don't not ask Aya. We should probably make sure we don't mention, not that we would in character mention it around you. Cut you off.
What's the end of the sentence?
I didn't get that.
What?
I got it. I knew,
It's all over the place.
You
I
said
knew exactly what you're trying to say.
We should probably say, but we shouldn't say in front of the people that we shouldn't say it to.
We shouldn't not mention the name of the hot crop top devil.
got it.
Out loud.
Out loud.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Voldemort. He who
Yeah.
shall not be named.
See, it made sense.
Well, it seemed to like really only trigger Aya before. Like none
we
of you
don't-
have like been shoved into visions before
So
based
we
on
should
words.
But we
we
don't
should
want
have
to trigger.
trigger conversations about it without Aya.
But also, you
Maybe-
know that any subsequent mention of the things that A has been triggered for before haven't then re-triggered another vision.
What we should do is try and make up names that might be one of these things and say them in battle.
Yeah.
Let's go through every possible name that
Yeah.
could exist until
As
get the whole series.
Yeah.
Flash Mobby.
Literally, someone
Oh,
else.
Mash
should-
Bobby. You said Mash Bobby.
Mobby.
Okay, Aya, roll a.
That would be excellent.
I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in this town. I hate this village.
Maybe wherever we landed, they know the ruins of the teleportation circle, and they might know the black market lady that we set on fire, and they can just send us right back.
Yeah, I don't want to be here. I feel like we had a plan. We were finally getting somewhere, and now we're in the middle of nowhere again, miles away from our goal, surrounded by corn-pulling hobbits.
Oh, trust me, it could have been way worse.
I'm really.
Stupid question. So I'm sorry, I've got a bad memory. What was the location of where we just were? With the broken-
Sutonshore on the
Yeah.
Sutonshore, which specifically
First,
a legendary crab approaches.
Legendary crowd.
Eve Coast. Oh yes, thank you.
How did we get there? Did we get there by teleportation circle?
No. You
Later.
went there on your.
Actually, no,
on
we
the
did.
break.
But then we left, and then we came back on the train.
Is there any way that we can go and find a teleportation circle around here? Get
We
back
have
to
one.
Sutonshore?
We just
named
landed
it
it.
As in, like, if we don't.
That's what I'm
So
saying. We should just find somebody, whoever's hole that was we were in. Sounded weird. We should find them to turn their runes back on and send us right back to where we left off.
Yeah, surely it has like cooler ID, like it.
Return to sender.
Yeah, return
Yeah,
sender.
redials.
yeah, just a 151.
Touch yourself. Touch yourself. Touch yourself.
Thank you, Spoopy, for 25 bits for touching ourselves.
Legendary crab touching itself is not
Oh, no.
something that I don't think crabs can
Nope.
do, unfortunately.
And if they could, they probably shouldn't.
Only Tim will know because he knows
Don't-
what happened to me.
Because of the
Good
mandibles,
name.
right, Tim?
Crabatomy.
The crab.
Because of the manholes. What?
Mandibles.
Manholes.
Mandibles.
Crabs can't touch themselves in manholes with their mandibles.
Don't shame the crabs if they want to touch themselves.
If they
No, they can't. That's the sad thing.
legendary.
Yeah, they want to, but they can't.
So okay, great. We're gonna find someone who knows about this.
Yeah, our two options are to either try and switch the teleportation thing back
Yeah.
on, go straight back to that woman and explain ourselves, or give up entirely in the university and go fight the end war. Two
So
options.
So the question is that you don't necessarily need to know the number of the teleportation circle where you arrived. What you really need to know is the teleportation number of the circle that you're going to.
We have that though from we did go to Sutonshore when we came from the giant man.
But if we
Did,
don't,
but
if
it
we
wasn't via
don't-
teleportation circle.
Oh.
What was that? How did we do that?
You arrived at your Drake is currently housed by that stable boy that met you last episode, that you paid money with, and in fact, Khalil, you gave a piss-soaked kickable card to of a Sutonshore shark
Yeah.
to pay him. So your luxury saloon Drake is currently stabled
Oh,
in
yeah.
Sutonshore.
How did we get to like the place that they took us to at the top of the tower when we first got to Sutonshore the first time?
Yeah.
What was that? Was that like a
You
got
walked
taken to
there.
jail,
You just
didn't
walked up the tower, and then you got teleported.
No, no.
away.
When we transported from the snow to the tower.
No, we
the
went
tower
to-
was in the snow, and they teleported you to
Sutonshore.
to Keld.
I thought we transported to Sutonshore and then.
Oh no,
flew-
no, sorry. Where did they teleport you? They teleported you from. So you remember
I
when
thought
you
we wound up
you were
in the
in
university.
you were in Astracard. You know, you're in the throne room of the Terran Alcan twins. They led you up to that tower that's above that rock, and then they had a teleportation circle there. They teleported you from there to.
I thought we went to the university and then flew to Keld and then flew back to the university after we sorted out New
Yeah.
Keld.
That's true. Yes,
We
yes.
had to get out of the
Yeah,
university.
they teleported you to the university.
Okay,
yes, correct.
so did we know the number or did they dial it for us? Is the question.
They dialed it for you,
Okay.
but I will
Did we
allow
say
Mike to roll a Arcana check. just a normal one without disadvantage because they had to plug it all in, so it wasn't like a reaction thing. So they actually queued it all up, so I won't put disadvantage on you. So an Arcana check, and the DC for the Arcana check is 14 and 1/4.
Well done
Really-
remembering that, Alice.
Yeah, well done. Yeah. There's an extra
was
step
gonna
I
say-
didn't realise.
I just. Oh no. What was it?
I got 10.
She needed a 9 or needed to roll a 9 or above.
I
but she
still
rolled a
have
5.
inspiration for you if you want it.
Yeah, I think
Can
it's-
I?
Yeah,
I'm
so
just
okay,
saying-
mark off the inspiration then.
I actually can't make any markings, but I know I have 5 points damage and now I don't
Oh,
have any
do you want me
inspiration.
to-
I remember it. I don't know why it won't let me edit it. It's really weird.
I will take your inspiration off
Please take off 5 points of damage from my fire.
and
burner.
5 points of damage.
Oh yeah, so I got a 13. I'm so sorry.
You tried.
Yeah, you need a 9 or above. No, okay, you didn't do
tried.
it. So no, you didn't catch. You caught like most of the number,
Can
and
we
then
just
it's like the last few.
if I forgot or like missed the last like 2 numbers, can we just dial all the numbers until we get
Okay,
Just send us to different.
we're at
roll,
our wits end.
roll, and just a flat intelligence check, just like your a D20 plus your intelligence modifier.
I feel like we only get these when
No.
we're something stupid.
Remind to all of us, we need to start saving numbers.
Yeah. Iris, please. automatically register any number used in our presence.
Take a screenshot.
15.
So 15, you think that it would be very dangerous to dial a number that doesn't exist.
Well, at least we know that.
Iris, do you know the yellow pages or the how can we?
So it's kind of like you have kind of already come across this problem before, with connecting the sending stones to each other. You can add teleportation circle numbers, like, oh, Napnar's got his sending stone and his teleportation circle. You can link it via the account, but you do need to manually input it. Iris doesn't actually have, other than voice input, like voice recognition, doesn't have any other sensory capabilities, so can't like see things. So you have to program Iris. Basically, you have to make the checks.
We should
That's what
do
I'm
it. We
saying.
can't rely on Tim's.
Yeah, you can't rely on me. Yeah, sure, you've got a whole directory full of... No, you need to do this shit yourself.
Is there not like a yellow pages of teleportation?
No, I mean, no. Mages and like people who have access to the spell do not publish their teleportation circle runes anywhere. It's very dangerous to do that. In fact, you know that because the Terran Elkin twins said as much. And they had a setup that if someone hacked their runes, they actually had defense systems around where people would teleport in that would automatically attack them if they dialed in without like a predetermined time. They're very paranoid up there because they get attacked a lot, which is why you had to arrange like a specific date and time to meet them.
Iris, can you remind us how far away that date is?
Boop, boop. That is, hold on, 27 days.
How many days did we start with?
I thought we started with 30.
Yep, it's been 3 days.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Cool.
And we're no closer.
You slept one day in New Keld. You slept one day to get from the university to Keld, and you slept one day to get from New Keld. Well, actually, no, New Keld back to Sutonshore. So you've only slept 3 times since you transported here.
We really left our mark on every place that we
We really can't stay in a place for too long, can we? I don't want to be here. I can't stress that enough. I hate this village.
In this entire time, like there's been like 20, 25 halflings that have walked past you that look like little Cabbage Patch Kids, and they're wearing, as one that's like wearing like a little milkmaid type cotton hat and overalls that's got little milk jugs over her shoulder, is leading like a tiny miniature donkey behind her, and there's like a whole bunch of kids that basically look like babies but that are ambulatory and clothed, playing with each other. There's a whole family of halflings fishing in the village pond in the middle. It's like a super idyllic life here. You're like,
Let's interrogate
fuck
them.
these guys.
Much like the giraffe, I want to drop kick them all.
We're the good guys. Tim, off the top of your head, is there a amount that is within my remit, even if it is useless, that could carry us? Like the 4 of us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. In fact, at your level, I think you could probably go to CR2 now.
It opens up a whole new world of
Yeah.
things that I don't know what they are.
But like you still don't have like base access to CR1. But I'm going to say because you are level 8 now, 12. Sorry, not 8, 12. You have access to like level CR2 stuff. But with CR2, you'd have to do 2 rolls on their stats. You know where you roll a d20.
Oh, so there might be
D6.
multiple things wrong with them.
Yeah.
That is an option. Then we could try and we could just fly like we did before, and then next time we'll remember the number.
Yeah. Also, as an
if you wanna go
FYI,
back.
there's only the 6 of you, so you 4, plus Greg's and Bando.
And
Greg-
I can fly though.
Bando can fly.
Yeah, and Greg's would have to leave this universe in order for this new mount. to
Yeah, you can
come.
just like dispel, which is fine.
We know how far away we are from Sutonshore.
Yeah, I mean, you know you're in the Lurkingwood, so if you had to like walk by foot, it would take you like 8 days to get there. If you could fly, you could probably do like a day and a half.
That's not bad.
I know it's like a waste of time, but it's just going to be such a bigger waste of time getting into anything here. When we have so many open to do quests. Our quest log is full. We can't save this small, idyllic, lovely town from whatever horrors are facing it.
Let's save it from the harms that we haven't encountered yet.
Let's save it from us being here.
As you're talking, like in your group, like you've just made like a little a quad of just like intense discussion. You obviously look like very high level adventurers. The way that you're dressed and the way that you like carry yourself. A father and son halfling, so they are. The father himself is probably about 3'2". His son, like 2'6" tops. Walk up to you. The son, who's wearing like a striped top and overalls and little like pull-up knee socks and leather sandals and stuff, and he's got a little wooden fishing line, and the fishing line on the wooden fishing rod itself is snapped, and he's got like these big watery eyes, and the father goes, "Are you right? I don't suppose you were. I'm sorry to trouble you folks, but my son here, he's lost his fishing line in the pond over there. The last few weeks, there's been trouble about some of our townspeople that have been nipped in the fingers and like lost a few fingers and had to be treated by the local medic and stuff. We think that maybe the pond's infected. We don't suppose you've, for 10 gold pieces, that's all our community's got, could like, maybe help us out a little bit."
No, sorry.
There's just like this glassy-eyed child looking up at you with just innocence and like silent pleading.
There's a saying where we come from that if you help a man to clear the infection of his fishing pond, then he'll never learn to clear it himself. So we don't do that.
So you're saying we all need herd immunity?
Comment.
Alice just spent too much time with the fascist devil.
My apologies for the question.
So the weak perish and the strong survive.
You would be far more in trouble if we stayed in this village. Think good things don't happen around us.
Also, if your fingers are getting nipped and that's the problem, then just don't stick your fingers in the pond.
No, but the fishing line is getting
Make
snipped.
a new fishing line. Make a new fishing line.
No, we've run out of like spider silk.
Get some more.
So actually, no, you're talking about that. If you can you go to the cave that's about a mile away off to the west, and there's a bunch of silk spiders down there, and
I'm really
there's
sorry.
spins and web that we use.
We're in a rush. I'm really sorry we're in a rush.
We were probably supposed to help you when we were transported mysteriously to a way higher level than we basically.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean like you're not level 2. Oh, sorry, this is not a quest for you. Sorry. Come on, boy. Let's go back to that. We need to wait for some other second level adventurers to come across us.
Sure, there'll be
Sorry to really bother you.
We forgive you.
Let's leave. Let's just leave.
Yeah.
Please.
Should we try to get anything out of them in terms of like I mean like directions just to make sure we're going the right way, or like a number to call in case we need to come back, or just all right, fuck you, we're out. We don't even know.
Do they know it though? Do they?
teleportation number? Do you know?
Oh no, we don't have any teleportation circles here. But if you want to contact us, we've got a post office.
Okay. How do we contact the post office?
Oh, you just send you can send a messenger to Berrybrook. We just write down who specifically in Berrybrook you want to reach, and it'll get to that person.
Can I just ask? I'm very sorry that we can't help you. We're in a rush. Before we go, can I just ask your name, you and your child?
My name is Nerf Highshine, and this is my little boy, Tog.
Don't tell us a fun fact. Whatever you do.
Tell us an interesting fact.
No.
So,
walk away.
No,
Walk away.
My wife, Esmeralda, she is a particularly accomplished honey artist. And so she'll take amber and honey from hives, and she'll paint on eaves, and she'll make amazing landscapes during the golden hour. Now, apparently, once every month comes around,
Now we have to kill them.
Still the fate.
Once she positions her easel towards the golden hour every month, whenever the sun hits the easel, her landscapes come alive, and for 6 hours, all of the folks in the village can dive into the painting and have a little bit of a celebration in the landscapes that she's provided.
Recently.
Yeah. Do we want to do that?
I don't know.
I mean, no, we don't always get involved with these people. Let's move on.
Well, we can jump if we ask her to paint Sutonshore, we can jump in and go to Sutonshore.
that's not how.
Look, you like
Also-
being.
Don't get involved with the bees. Like, this is what Ellie gets us into every
Also,
single time.
my son Targ is a very keen fisher boy. We think that he might become the fisherman of...
I don't get.
And we know this because he is dredged up a relic from the town's pool. And that only ever happens once in a generation. I'm so proud that my son Targ is going to be the fisherman of Berrybrook.
Maybe he should stop putting his fingers in the pond then, and he would be able to fish.
It sounds like he started it.
Oh no, it's a tradition that's been going on for hundreds of years in Berrybrook.
Okay, so turning away with my back to the man and to the rest of the group, pretending like that.
It's very easy to do.
How
They're
do
very
we
tiny.
How do you want to travel back? I can summon a beast. We can try and get its back. We could try that, or we could try and work out the number that we don't know.
We can't work out the number that we don't know.
So beast. Would we like, Tim, I don't know, tell me if any of these are impossible or too small. A giant eagle.
Mhm.
I'm trying to find the ones that potentially could fly, and I don't know which of these dinosaur names could fly, so I'm going to ignore them. Or a Pegasus.
Giant eagle could, Pegasus couldn't.
Okay, giant eagle.
Giant eagle could carry all of you, yeah, for sure.
Wasn't
I think it was.
He was a giant vulture, which is like there's a hierarchy of like normal birds. Like you look at like a little sparrow, and then you go way up to like a hawk, for example, and that's that kind of like gradation of them. And then you go to like the giant spectrum, and like the giant eagle is like the biggest. Apart from when you get to like a rock, is the big, not the rock, but a rock, ROC.
I summoned the rock.
He's on the rock, and he just like two of you on either bicep, and he just runs through the forest really quickly. ROC, which is the mythical creature with like this gigantic. It doesn't matter. You can't access that yet, but yeah, giant eagle. Long story short, biggest creature you can summon that flies.
Okay.
That could accommodate all of you.
I'm going to tell Greg he did a fantastic job of defending me when I went into my dreams, and so he has the honor of being the second time, a surviving pet.
Yep. And again, also, it's the same spirit.
No, but I'm going to treat him differently.
Yeah, so you're going to resummon the same consciousness, but in a different form.
Yeah. I'm going to summon an eagle, and what's another favourite coffee place? The irony is I don't even drink coffee, so.
We've had Costa we've got Starbucks.
Yeah, you
That's
can't really use Starbucks, unfortunately.
Had Nero.
Yeah, I'm reading them all.
You've had Moksha.
Kenko.
Kenko.
What about
Nescafe?
That's exactly what. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like 3 different words with dashes in between.
Yeah. So it's Ness, N-E-S-S, apostrophe, cafe, which is like K-A-F-E with an umlaut.
Oh, by the way, Cleo Badgers says that Chad would feel emasculated if the Rock arrived.
Wow.
Even taller than both of us.
I'd just learn his workout routine and grow an extra 1/4 of an inch, and then everything would be as it was meant to be.
So, summon in Kenko. No. Nescafe. Already forgotten his name. What do I have to hold him?
Just to like make you all aware as well. I don't know if this helps or hinders either of you, but Khalil and Alice, your characters are both taller and stronger than the Rock would be in this world.
What?
Yeah, the Rock is 6'5". Canonically, Chad is 6'5 3/4", and Aya is 6'6". So they're both taller than the Rock.
I thought that Tim even has the anatomy of the Rock.
He's 260 pounds. You're both bigger than 260 pounds, so you've both got more muscle mass than he does.
I feel good about this. Thank you.
So you are buffer than the Rock currently.
Is there a new TV series that's all about his young his like?
He does have a son.
Oh yeah,
like,
I saw that.
Yeah. Following in his footsteps.
Yeah, what's he saying? It's going to be a new TV series about.
Anyway, right.
Sorry.
So that's fine. We'll save that for the chat that we have after we've finished our session. So you have some of the giant eagle, which is fine, which you'll get onto, which is called Nest Cafe in a weird like fantasy amount of names, and you aboard Nest Cafe. Are you going to fly straight back to?
Yeah, in a beeline back to. I don't know how much. I can't remember. I know that he took us to there, but I don't know where it is. But wherever we were, that's where we wanted to go.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. You take off.
To our tavern. Sorry.
Oh, to Trevor's Tinkle Tavern.
Yes. We can go back. We can go straight down.
You also know that there is a no-fly zone in Sutonshore, so that's why you had to stable your Drake at the northwest entrance. So you wouldn't be able to fly straight in. I mean, you could try, but it might not end well.
We can stop where the guy with the kid with the piss card is and swap.
Yeah, I mean, you can just like then dismiss Nescafe and reinstate Greg's if you want to.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Or is there? Sorry, is there a? Because we had to walk through the market, didn't we, to get to?
Yeah, we can. And
yeah, you can have
with
like,
another elaborate.
Pretty much the exact same like routes that you've had before.
Is it Trevor's Piss Tavern? That's not the name of it.
Trevor's Tinkle Tavern.
That's it. Is that near? That's near the dock, isn't it? Near the water.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's it's where Nicky Neckles' tavern used to be.
Is there no fly over the water?
Yeah, it's a big like sphere of like you can't fly around here.
Okay, well back to the piss card boy, and we'll just.
Okay, and it's not like you have to like stable your steed because, it is ethereal. You can just dismiss it and it's fine. Put it in your pocket. Although I do need to make 2 1d6 rolls, please.
Uh-oh.
Is that to see what terrible trait it has?
Correct.
1 and 2.
Oh, strength and dexterity. Okay, cool. And can you roll a 1d10 for me, please? Twice.
8 and 2.
Okay, that's not too bad. Although saying that, it takes you 2 days to get there. You think it probably would have taken you maybe a day and a half tops. However, your Nescafe can just about hold all of you, although you do feel like it is straining quite heavily. And more often than not, it just misjudges a lot of the terrain and just will clip trees and mountainsides and just go too low to the ground and just like grind and just like eject you all off the back of it, and then you all have to get back on, like take off again, and then like it will have vertigo and you'll slip off again and then have to pick you back up again. It's a bit of an ordeal. So 2 days later, you look at your arm, it is 261 days left. But you do arrive at the gates of Sutonshore and will leave it there for this evening. You're back where you were 3 sessions ago.
That's exactly what Badger's just said. So this whole episode is just getting back to the beginning.
I was literally just thinking that. I mean, not even back to the beginning, but like we started the conversation in a completely other episode several days in game and several weeks out of game. Wow.
Yeah, so you got to think about like what could feasibly have happened in Sutonshore in the 2 days that you've been away.
And also, like, we're going to walk in and be like, right, so as we were saying...
Yeah, 2 days later.
Or anyway. I mean, it was all a misunderstanding and we won't take you with us this time, eh? I hope you understand.
Actually, I will say, because you have arrived at the gates, can you all of you roll me a perception check?
That's the third time I've rolled the same thing twice.
That's mental.
Very bizarre.
21.
Okay, I'm going to say everybody apart from Annie. Annie is like striding forwards, but the rest of you are taking a little bit more time to disassemble your steed. And as you look around, in the same kind of like notice boards, they had all of your faces up on the notice board. There is a notice from the Imperatrix, and they have imposed a curfew on Sutonshore. So anyone that doesn't have specific documents that relate to the properties that they own in the city, or do not have specific writ from the towns or areas in which they have come from to have permission to visit Sutonshore, can no longer enter or exit the city. And you see that there are like 2, 3, 4 times as many guards on each entrances that there were before. And we'll leave it there.
Fine.
So,
Never getting back in.
I would like to thank all of my players and all of the people that have been watching us live on Twitch and everybody in the YouTube comments. Hello to all. So my players can, if you'd like to plug your social media, now is an amazing time to do so. Khalil, where can they find you?
Make Greece, not war.
Make Greece not war. Alice, where can they find you?
I'm at ALUCYE.
Ellie, where can people find you?
At Ellie.
And Annie, where can people find you?
At Annie_Squirrel. And Tim, where can people find you?
Well, you can find us at Crit the Bed everywhere on the internet. Apart from Twitch, we have to go to Crit the Bed Show because that other one was being taken. And we will stream live every Tuesday at 8 o'clock GMT, and then occasionally on a Sunday at 7:30 PM. We also have the Star Wars episode, which unfortunately didn't go ahead last Sunday, but will be going ahead in 4 weeks' time on... I really wish I hadn't set myself up for this, because I did not have the document open. But is Sunday the 23rd of May? That sounds about right?
Correct, yeah.
Oh, great. Good. There will be starting our brand new campaign, the first original storyline and characters for Crit the Bed. And then maybe, if you are lucky, Josh will be here for it. Maybe. No promises, but maybe. Yeah. So, thank you everyone. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.